Your brain is a masterpiece of survival engineering. From 100,000 years ago, today, it still thinks bushes hide predators, dark rooms are death traps, and social awkwardness sakshas exile. In this video, we're diving into the hilariously outdated instincts your body refuses to upgrade because evolution runs on dial-up. Buckle up, you're about to meet your inner caveman. Let's get right into it. Number 14, avoid change like it's lava. You ever really know that you should do something new, different, better, and still you sit there doing the same old nonsense anyway? Welcome to your brain's fear of change. AKA, if it's unfamiliar, it's probably deadly. See, back in prehistoric times, familiarity meant safety. If you knew the terrain, the predators, and where to find food, you didn't mess with that. Wandering into new territory meant risking cliffs, wild animals, or, worst of all, a lack of berries. So your brain evolved to whisper, let's just not. And now that instinct pops up every time you consider switching careers, moving cities, ending bad relationships, or let's be honest, changing shampoo brands. The irony, the world has changed dramatically, but your risk radar hasn't. It still treats anything new as a potential death sentence, even if it's just a new workout app. This is why procrastination thrives, not because you're lazy, but because your brain is doing full background checks on the unknown. It doesn't want bad outcomes, it wants familiar ones even if familiar sucks. Basically, you're not indecisive, you're biologically trying not to die of surprise. Number 13, crave belonging more than oxygen. Okay, maybe not more than oxygen, but close. Ever wonder why a single disapproving look from someone in your group can ruin your whole day, or why being left out of a group chat feels like social death? That's your brain doing its best impression of a tribal panic attack. Back in the day, being in a group wasn't optional, it was how you stayed alive. Alone, you were lunch, with others, you had backup, warmth, and someone to watch your back while you napped. So your brain evolved to need belonging the same way it needs food or sleep. And now, that wiring is still fully operational, except it gets triggered by things like not getting invited to brunch or only getting 2 likes on your tweet. Doesn't matter if you're safe, well-fed, and gainfully employed if you feel excluded. Your brain yells, "This is how we die." This is why social anxiety hits so hard. It's not just nerves, it's ancient survival fear in skinny jeans. Even worse, when you try to act cool in a group, your brain goes full overdrive. Say something funny, but not too funny. Be confident, but not cocky. Don't be weird. You're being weird. And then you go home and replay everything like you're analyzing footage from a crime scene. Basically, your survival instincts think every group hangout is a tribal council deciding your fate. Spoiler, it's not, but your brain didn't get the update. Number 12, fear the dark. You know what's wild? You could be a full-grown adult, tax-paying, rent-hiking, semi-functioning human being and still sprint to your bed after turning off the lights. Because somewhere deep inside, your brain thinks the darkness, bar an unsupervised monster buffet. This fear of the dark isn't childish, it's prehistoric. Darkness meant low visibility. Low visibility meant things with sharp teeth could get way too close before you saw them coming. So your ancestors who felt uneasy in the dark, they survived. The chill ones, they got surprise murdered by leopards. So now, even though you know there's no threat in your kitchen at 2 a.m, your body's like, run. Don't ask questions. That creaky floorboard demon, that shadow by the closet demon's cousin, your bathrobe hanging weirdly on the door. Yep, paranormal entity confirmed. It's totally irrational and completely universal. That's why horror movies never need to explain much, just flick off the lights, and boom, your amygdala throws itself out the window. You're not being dramatic, you're being evolutionarily prepared for ghost leopards. Number 11, flinch at sudden touch. You ever get tapped on the shoulder and your soul exits your body for a second, like full fight or possess me demon panic? That's your tactile startle reflex, also known as don't touch me unless I saw you coming, Brenda. Back in the wilderness days, unexpected touch often meant claws or fangs or someone stealing your fire rock. So your nervous system developed an instantaneous nope response when something brushed you without warning, a jolt of adrenaline, a quick muscle contraction, maybe a yelp that ruins your street cred. Fast forward to modern times, and we still have the same wiring. The difference is that now it's triggered by things like surprise hugs, stray hairs brushing your neck, or someone bumping into you at Starbucks. The worst version, when you think you're alone and someone enters your personal bubble like it's a social experiment. Doesn't matter if it's a friend or a toddler, your entire body prepares for hand-to-hand combat. And the funniest part, the touch doesn't even have to be aggressive. It could be a light pat, a loving squeeze, a co-worker trying to hand you a stapler, still triggers full-body DEFCON 1. Basically, you've got an alarm system in your skin, and it doesn't care that we're not being hunted anymore. Number 10, trust the tall guy. Alright, let's talk about something totally rational that definitely still affects hiring, dating, and presidential elections height bias. Your brain has a soft spot for tall people, because when someone towers over you, that totally means they're a better leader. Right. It's an ancient mental shortcut. Bigger and stronger, protector. Follow that person. Back in caveman cliques, this mostly worked. The tall person could reach more fruit and punch things harder. Win-win. But now we're still running on that outdated instinct in a world where physical height has zero correlation with intelligence, competence, or your ability to manage a Google Calendar. And yet, taller people are statistically more likely to get hired, elected, promoted, and even trusted with your luggage during airport conversations. Psychologists call this the halo effect. Your brain assumes that one positive trait like being tall means everything else about them must be awesome too. And boom, that guy in your office who doesn't know how email works is now a natural leader. Basically, your brain still thinks you're in a hunter-gatherer tribe voting for the tallest spear thrower. Number 9, cough like it's a defense mechanism. You ever feel the uncontrollable urge to cough when you walk past someone just because you're trying really hard not to? That's not just social sabotage, that's ancient body alarm nonsense. Coughing, believe it or not, is one of your body's OG defense mechanisms. Way before Purell and face masks, your immune system said, hey, if something's in the air, let's just violently expel everything and deal with the consequences later. But your brain doesn't know the difference between actual danger and your overactive imagination, which is why the second you think, I better not cough right now, your throat becomes the Sahara Desert and your lungs file for evacuation. It's a mental glitch, the ironic rebound effect. The harder you try not to do something, the more your brain zooms in and hits the gas. Don't think about coughing. Oops, all your focus is now on that one rogue tickle. It's the same reason why sneezing in a silent room feels like a public crime, or why every library makes your throat feel like it's harboring dust mites from the Cretaceous period. Coughing is your body's version of spraying pepper spray at shadows, slightly dramatic, occasionally helpful, always awkward. Number 8, panic at the eye contact. Here's a fun social game: stare deeply into someone's eyes for more than 4 seconds. If they don't shift uncomfortably or pretend to scratch their face, congratulations, you've just met a robot. For most people, intense eye contact triggers something in the brain that screams, alert, conflict, prepare to battle, or mate unclear. That's because sustained eye contact in the animal kingdom is a big deal. Among primates, locking eyes usually means aggression, or a very awkward courtship. Either way, something's about to go down. So even though we humans are all about making friendly eye contact, our inner caveman starts sweating after a few seconds. It's the same reason you can't stare at your boss without feeling like you're in a standoff, or why your Zoom call feels like a hostage negotiation when multiple faces are watching you blink. There's also a weird paradox: too little eye contact and people think you're shady, too much and you come off like you're planning something illegal. There is no winning. So next time someone says, just be confident and make eye contact, remember your instincts are still interpreting that as a pre-fight ritual. Number 7, sleep like you're on guard duty. You're in bed, it's finally quiet, the lights are off, your body is horizontal, and yet your brain decides it's the perfect time to replay that one thing you said in 8th grade. Why? Because part of your brain thinks nighttime, sun, danger time. Back in the get eaten by something while sleeping in a bush era, being completely unconscious wasn't exactly the safest move. So evolution installed this fantastic bug in your operating system called first night effect, which basically means half your brain stays on partial alert when you're in unfamiliar surroundings, or stressed, or just really bad at relaxing. That's why you toss and turn in new hotel rooms, Or why you wake up at 3 a.m. because your pillow felt weird. It's your brain trying to do a security sweep while the rest of you attempts REM cycles. But even in your own bed, your instincts never fully clock out. The part of your brain responsible for vigilance, the amygdala, doesn't sleep on the job. So when you suddenly remember that unpaid bill or think you heard a creak, boom, you're back online, adrenaline included. So yeah, the reason you sometimes sleep like a paranoid meerkat is because evolution assumes you're still camping in a danger-filled forest, not curled up in memory foam surrounded by scented candles and Spotify rain sounds. Number 6, startled like a spooked cat. Ever had someone say your name unexpectedly and your entire spine does a jump scare? Welcome to the human version of a car alarm made of meat. The startle reflex is one of the oldest, twitchiest instincts we've got. It's your body's emergency alert system for something moved and it might want to eat us. It's why you jump at loud noises, sudden taps, or someone standing too quietly behind you, looking at you, Steve from IT. This response is hardwired into your brainstem. It doesn't ask questions, it just pulls the panic lever, which made total sense back when rustling bushes could mean tiger. Now it just means you dropped your phone because someone coughed. The best part. You can't control it. You could be the chillest person on earth and still leap 3 feet when someone slams a door. Basically, you're a slightly more sophisticated house cat with Wi-Fi. Number 5, freeze like a possum. You know that thing where someone confronts you and instead of replying with a witty comeback, you just freeze, like your soul hit the pause button. Congratulations, you just activated your play dead feature. When fight or flight isn't working and running or punching isn't exactly socially acceptable, your body sometimes picks option 3, freeze, like a confused possum at a family dinner. This reaction comes from a deep evolutionary logic. If you couldn't escape a predator, sometimes your best bet was to just not move and hope it lost interest. So your nervous system developed this handy shutdown mode, heart slows down, muscles stiffen, brain goes, In modern times, predators are less fangs and claws and more boss with passive-aggressive tone. But the wiring, same. You blank out during arguments, job interviews, or when someone attractive asks, "So, what do?" And then 3 hours later, in the shower, you think of the perfect response. Freezing isn't you being awkward, it's your ancient defense system kicking in. Unfortunately, it's built for wild animals, not social anxiety. So next time you mentally blue screen during a conversation, just know your body thinks it's saving you from being eaten. Heroic, really. Number 4, social rejection, death. Raise your hand if you've ever reworded a text 7 times, then deleted it altogether because, what if they think I'm weird? Yeah, classic survival instinct. Your brain still believes that being excluded from a group is the same thing as being left to die in the woods. Back in tribal days, being part of the group meant safety. Rejection meant no food, no fire, no protection, and basically becoming a snack for something with claws. So your brain developed a handy alert system that screams danger every time you sense social disapproval, even if it's just someone not laughing at your joke. This is why your heart races after you wave at someone who doesn't wave back, or why you replay awkward conversations in your head like they're court testimony. Your brain is trying to keep you socially alive even if the stakes are as low as whether someone liked your post. Ironically, the more digital our lives get, the worse this instinct gets. Every unread message or slow reply is interpreted like you're being exiled from the tribe, by text. Your emotional brain can't tell the difference between an uninvited party and ancient banishment. It just quietly panics and makes you question your entire personality. Number 3, snack like you're starving. So there you are, 10 minutes after dinner, standing in front of the fridge like it just insulted your ancestors. You're not hungry, you just need something, a nibble, a bite, maybe a cheese slice, or 6. That's not gluttony, that's ancient famine prevention mode. See, your ancestors didn't have Uber Eats or late night gas station runs. If they stumbled on a patch of berries or took down a mammoth, they gorged like their lives depended on it because they kinda did. The body got really good at saying, stuff yourself now, who knows when food comes back. But here's the thing, your instincts never got the memo that you now live 5 minutes from Taco Bell. your body still treats every meal like it could be your last, which is how you end up eating an entire bag of chips while just browsing Netflix. And then there's sugar. Your brain lights up on sugar like it's discovering fire. It doesn't know it's processed corn syrup. It just thinks sweetness, survival, and suddenly you're 5 spoonfuls deep into frosting from the tub. Basically, your body thinks you're still on a savanna somewhere, hunting antelope, not debating between barbecue or sour cream and onion. Number 2, hoard mode activated. You ever find yourself hanging onto a broken charging cable, a crusty packet of soy sauce, or that one single screw you found in the drawer but don't know where it belongs? That's not disorganization. That's evolution whispering. Might need that in the apocalypse. Thanks, evolution. This instinct to hoard goes back to a time when resources were scarce and every scrap mattered. If you had 3 berries, you guarded those like they were made of gold. If you had a stick, it was a weapon, or a shovel, or a friend. The point is, you didn't just throw things away. Now fast forward to modern times, we've got Amazon, Costco, trash pickups every Tuesday, and still, there's a weird emotional resistance to letting go of literal garbage. Psychologists call this loss aversion. Your brain would rather hold onto useless junk than feel the teeny, tiny pain of regret. What if that box of tangled wires does come in handy during a global electronics crisis or the zombie Wi-Fi apocalypse? Spoiler, it won't, but your instincts don't care. Basically, your prehistoric wiring plus modern convenience, well, you defending expired coupons like they're family heirlooms. Number 1, fight or flight at email. Ever stared at your screen, saw a mildly confrontational email, and immediately felt your heart thump like you were being chased by a bear? Yeah, welcome to the glorious remains of your primal survival system. Your ancestors ran from saber-toothed cats. You dodge passive-aggressive punctuation. The fight or flight response is supposed to be helpful. Blood rushes to your limbs, your pupils dilate, your heart pumps faster, great if you're sprinting from an angry mammoth. Less great when all you're doing is hovering over a Gmail reply button like it's a live grenade. Why? Because your brain doesn't know the difference between a life-threatening predator and Cheryl from accounting CCing your boss. Your amygdala basically, the anxiety gremlin in your head, interprets perceived danger the same way it did 100,000 years ago. So, modern threats like social rejection, awkward meetings, or unexpected phone calls, yep, still trigger the same full-body panic. And no amount of therapy can fully convince your lizard brain that a missed call isn't a mortal threat. So the next time your chest tightens after a Slack message with no emoji, just remember your nervous system is trying to save your life from mild inconvenience. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.